And we're back for Terrific Terry Tuesday at Van Salem, Pennsylvania for day 2 of this week at Parx. Decent day yesterday. A couple of low price pick fours and nice double in there. 10 times for $17. I'll take that. $170. And overall, not a bad day. Some nice winners on the top of our picks, Terry. I think a 9-horse paid like $16 or something. We both had it.
Mm-hmm.
So very easy for people to get those as their top picks. Hopefully we can have similar success today at Parx. I don't know. This card is, I think, wide open is probably a fair way to assess it.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, looking at it, thinking, might be a good place to get some prices, but I might not even play this today. But I don't know.
It's a difficult card for sure. Well, you could play Mahoning Valley, maybe a little less difficult today. Free picks over at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. There's a link wherever you follow us. Pretty solid day yesterday. Just 3 tracks, total of maybe about $7,500 in potential winnings. Plenty of it at Parx. You can see some hot tracks over there. But if you want free picks today from Mahoning Valley, kindly head over there to Guaranteed Tip Sheet. Use the links where you find us so they know where you're coming from. Terry, well, we're about to find out where we're coming from on our thoughts for this open day of racing at Parx, beginning with race number 1.
Yeah, race 1 is a 7-furlong race, claiming $5,000 claiming price, and it's a purse of $18,000 for 4-year-olds and upwards, which have not won a race since July 14th.
Yes, and at 7 furlongs, what you're looking for are horses that have, at least so far in 2025, have some tactical speed, maybe. I don't know. Closers 1-2, one went wire to wire. Been pretty fair from the post position. So really not a whole lot of data to work with. Speed was definitely a factor yesterday, Terry. We do 1,000 simulations to see who has the best chance to get to the lead in this deep field. And then based upon our projected pace, which horses have the best opportunity, you see right here, the dark green ones, to get a race today that looks a lot like their best performances. Terry, take it away.
Well, number 9 has the most speed of anybody in here. So gets out of that gate good enough. Should get that order pull first. And then the 8 has an overlay from 5-2 to 7-2. The 11 has an overlay from 9-2 to 6-1. And the 12 has an overlay 3-1, 6-1. All but the 3, 4, and 6 have par plus numbers. And all but the 4 and 8 have comfort zones. And the 9 has a really nice Q30.
So real quick, the race is about to come up. So Q30, Quern points. Any horse that has 30% of them or more, according to James Quinn in his book, The Complete Handicapper. Good read. He says you can bet those blindly. They produce a positive ROI. And in our 1,000 simulations here, you see how many times they run a speed figure equal to or better than par. And, of course, we create our own odds. Hopefully our simulation odds are lower than post-time odds, so we buy horses on sale. We also take a look at what they call trip handicapping. The 9, 11, and 12, they want to be on the lead. The 2 horse can lead or pressure. You got the pressure horse here in the 10. PC types, none in the race, are very versatile. They can pretty much be anywhere on the track. These guys want to close. Early speed, probably being forward in a deep field is a good idea. Neudorf, the one we saw in the simulation, is a length. Every 5 points is 1 length faster than Classy American. At the end of the race, G-Bird will be coming, the fastest of the bunch, but plenty of competition there. Top total pace, good place to start. Many times, about 70%. The winner comes out of the top 4. Terry, who are your top 4?
I like G-Bird. The 8 is my top choice. Won 19% if it starts at Parx Racing. Has the highest last race speed rating, tied with another horse, and he has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. Neudorf, the 9, is my second choice. Was only beaten 1 length versus Tougher in his last start and has a high percentage winning jockey. Crip, the 7, my third choice, finished 3rd versus similar in his last race. He has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and his best start speed is fastest among today's starters. He's actually tied with the 8. And then 2, Golden Wildcat, long shot, drops in class today, has the highest last speed rating, and he has a bullet workout on January 8th. No additional bets for me here.
I'm going to begin with G-Bert as my top choice too. Better early pace last time out, dropping in class today, and about a length easier field today than it caught in its last. By far the best par plus score in there. Neudorf, that's that Q39 horse. Got all that speed, maybe too much early speed for the rest. Did find that speed was the way to the winner's circle yesterday. Golden Wildcat, the 2-horse. The resume says a big move forward in the second start after a layoff is highly likely. And then finally, Hot Pot, the 1-horse, usually runs hot off the bench like today. That's won 2 of 4 races at 7 furlongs, so can certainly handle the oddball distance. If you're looking for some value in the opening race, it looks to me like, well, looks like to me that the 12-horse is the one. We have it at 3-1. Big Brown Shoes, very strong C-zone, very high par plus, a little bit of an overlay both from the morning line and our projected line. So maybe take the 12 in exact the key box with the 8, 9, 1 and 2 and 7, Terry. That'd be 5 horses. So $10 for $1, $20 for 2. That might be a profitable way to get the day started at Parx today. Let's see how they're lined up and just about ready to go. It looks kind of gray there on the screen. Always does look kind of gray from that front shot at Parx. You never can tell if it's bad weather or just a bad camera or just shadows back there. While they get situated to get the opener, when the show is over, kindly head on over to horseracingtoday.net. Right here, you will find a link to all of our comments, as well as a replay of the show on the YouTube channel, of which you should subscribe right now. If you have not, hit the bell and the like button so that when we go live with other programming tomorrow, golf stream, Thursday, golf stream, 4 and Friday, not quite sure what, but if Tom's feeling better, we'll do something for sure. And then while you're at HRT, horseracingtoday.net, hit the HRT Giver button. Head on over to our shop. Free shipping. Last day is today. Get yourself a great ball cap, a sweatshirt, a coffee mug, an apron, T-shirt, whatever it is that you think you look best in. And it's all highly customizable. All right, as we continue to wait.
Good morning, Wilton.
I think we just got 1 or 2 left to go, according to Jessica Paquette.
Okay.
And then they'll be ready to run. It looks sunny there. Just that camera angle always looks a bit on the dark side. All right, so let's see what happens when they get off and they get to racing on this terrific Terry Tuesday. And there they go. It does look like the 6-horse and some other horse has some company in the back there. Up on the front, it does look like the 9-horse along with the 12-horse have gotten off to decent starts. There's one in between there. Not quite sure who that is. The 5-horse also, well, it can't be the 5 because he's not in the race. Maybe that's the 2, Golden Wildcat. Kind of hard to tell. The 1 is down on the rail. So, yes, the 9 and the 11 are off to a good starts. Newdorf and Mega Charlie. They have the lead. Again, yesterday's speed did hold up. 23 and 16. So that's a fair fraction for Parx for a 7 furlong race. The 2-horse is now becoming involved as well. And then you got a little bit of a gap back to the 13-horse who's starting to put on his closing shoes as they come through the turn. And they make their way home for the opener. It sure looks like right now the 2-horse is running the best of the bunch, but it seems like he kind of got stuffed up a little bit there by the 9 at the rail. The 1-horse, that one's getting in the mix as well at a decent price, 4-1. So down around the bend they come. The 9-horse continues to hold the lead. The 1-horse now has decided it wants to take charge. It is up alongside the 2-horse. The question is, who is going to finish in third? It looks to me like this race is going to go either 2-1-3 or 1-2-3. 2-1-3 and then 10. 2-1-3 and 10. So a very, what were the odds on those horses right there? So 2 was 5-1. The 1 was 4-1. You know, you could have boxed those in your exactas and probably come out profitable, I would say, Terry.
Yeah, probably.
Hello, Wilton. Good day, Wilton. My Princess, 88. Let's see what you're saying. We'll translate that to English. Who won the first race? Okay. Either number 2, el número 2, or el número 1. We'll see. Photo, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't understand English. That's okay. That's you understand el números. Para aquí on the screen. Race number 2, Terry, is what we're going to do next in our endeavor on this terrific Terry Tuesday. What are the conditions for race number 2?
6 furlongs. It's claiming race, $7,500 claiming price, purse $20,000 for fillies and mares, 4-year-old and upward, which have not won a race since October 14th.
So the 1 or 2 one. This is waiting on a photo. I think the 2-horse one, right? Do you think, Terry?
I don't know. I didn't have it here, so it's
one in the first. Okay. Robert Hernandez says it was the 1. Perfect. Thank you, Robert. We appreciate that. So for 6 furlongs, the profile of a winner favors horses that are forward 25% of the time. The horse that has the lead at the quarter-mile marker also has the lead when they collect the checkered flag. Inside 3 performs better than the outside, at least so far in 2025. Terry, this looks like a very competitive start to the second race.
It is. That's anybody's guess, as you can see, because they all have speed, and most of them are pretty close to one another. The 6 has an overlay from 9-2 to 6-1. The 8 has an overlay from 9-2 to 8-1, and the 9 has an overlay from 5-1 to 6-1. They all have par plus numbers and all have C zones, and a lot of them are pretty nice C zones.
So 1, 2, 3, 10 is the opening order for race number 1 today at Parx. Our race shape for the second race, well, really nobody is lead dependent. This race, most everybody middle back. I would still want to be middle forward to win. Bright Kahuna, the 1 horse, Pontiffany, along with Confirmed Genius. But you see only 8 points separating top to bottom. That's only about a length and a half. So there are a lot of horses in here on the outside that could get forced wide, might make a difficult race. At the end of the race on our late speed, we're looking at, a lot of them very tight again here, Terry. So only 10 points separating top to bottom. That means this is a very competitive race. That's how we started the show. Look at this. Except for the 3, Shell Bell, everybody else within 8 points or a length and a half. This race can go a whole lot of different ways. Which way do you think it will go?
Well, I like the 5, Miss M&M. She finished 3rd versus similar in her last race, has the highest speed figure at today's distance. The 9, Pontiffany, is my second choice. She won 4 races out of her last 8 starts, has a trainer wins 20% of the races in the first race after claiming a horse, and her best start speed is fast among today's starters. Then the 4, tongue-tied there. Anyway, the 4 is my 3rd pick. She finished in the money in 4 out of the last 6 starts, winning 2 starts. She has a high percentage winning jockey, and she can handle today's distance. And then the 7 is the long shot. She won her last race, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. I'm going to play the first 50-cent pick 4. I'm going to use the 1, 4, 5, 7, and 9 with the 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. With the 5, 9, and the 6, 7, that's a $50 play.
Perfect. I'm going to start off with the 9 horse. Is my top selection. Pontiffany has speed for sure. Could be better in the second start after a layoff. The 1 horse, Bright Kahuna, speed and fade in that first race off a layoff. Usually a horse has more stamina in round 2 off the bench. Parisian Vibe. Yes, we're going to go to France for this one right here, Terry. Better with all of its race internals last time out, from the beginning to the middle to the end. And the fractions were improved too. So definitely a sign of a horse coming into form. And then the 4 horse, Aaron's Enthusiasm, the tongue twister. If that one can run back just a couple of races ago, it would be a wrap. My 50-cent pick 4, 1, 4, 7, 9, with the 5, 6, 7, with the 5, 9, with the 3, 7, the 8, and the 10 on the back end. $48 for me. Let's move forward to race number 3, where we had a late scratch, the number 2 horse, which probably was near the top of both of our tickets, but no longer. What are they doing here?
Well, it's a 7 furlong race. It's an optional claiming race, $16,000 claiming price if you elect your horse to be in there to possibly be claimed. A purse $26,000. It's for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upward, which have started for $16,000 or less, and which have never won 2 races, or a claiming price of $16,000, and which have never won 2 races.
Yeah, so you see here, if you wanted to buy zoning order, today's not your day. But if you wanted to buy Audibly, who's no longer in for a price, you could have done so at $16,000. So maybe the owners didn't want that horse to be claimed today, and that is why it's scratched. At 7 furlongs, like we saw in the opening race, well, yesterday was Speed. A closer came home to take the top prize today. So maybe the track bias has changed. So far, most of the winners at 7 furlongs have been closers. They've been from pretty much any post position. So it doesn't look like there are any deal makers or deal breakers, depending upon the color silks you wear. Okay, so if Speed is the answer, who's got the most of it in race number 3?
Well, as you can see there, they all have speed, but that 6 has lots of speed. So I think the 6 is going to get the quarter pole first. The only overlay I see here is a 5. It's 4-1 to 6-1. All of them have par plus and all have C zones. And the 6 has a really nice Q30.
Yeah, 75%. Usually when you see them that high, especially if they have a great chance to get to the lead, and it looks like Neighborline is the one that should get out going. If our race shape confirms that, along with our pace numbers, well, everybody wants to close except for the 6. The 6 can get the lead, maybe a little too much early speed for the rest, and that does look like the case. Although the 3 and 4 to its inside have some similar early speed, might make Neighborline work as they come down the stretch for home. Red-haired girl, about a length faster than Neighborline, but would be more than a length behind if pace makes race. That's Neighborline, Terry, has a pretty big advantage here. That's 8-point total pace advantage. The rest of them are kind of in there for that place position. The zoning order kind of way off the chart there. Maybe it's Neighborline and everybody else.
Well, I think that maybe Jess's Moment will have something to say about that. The 4 finished third versus similar in her last race, and she can improve while returning to a sprint. Spanish Girl is 7, second choice. Ran second versus similar her last race, winning the previous race, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. Neighborline, the one you were discussing, the 6, is my third choice. Ran second versus similar in her last race, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. The red-haired gal, 5, is my long shot. She's finished the money in 7 out of the last 10 starts, winning one of those starts, and she has a trainer wins 23% of the races when bringing a horse back after being off 90-plus days. No additional bets for me here.
So real quick, for our good friends over in England, there are our full picks. York Shamrocks. Do you own the York Shamrocks Football Club or just a fan? Because if you own them, Terry and I are going to stop there for a game on our way to Turkey to visit Tafum. You know what I'm saying? Good afternoon. Yes, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us today. Yelmar Loco Morillo. Oh, I'm sorry. Boy, I left that up there long enough. You catch that, York? We appreciate it. All right. As for me, we're in race number 3, right, Terry?
That's correct.
I like the 5 horse, red-haired gal. Everybody likes a wild red-haired girl, right? They're all fun, as they say. I like the red-haired gal because if I press the right button, this is a track dropper. Does have some of the most upside in the field. Neighborline, we just saw that is that 75% Q30. Great chance to be on the lead. Decent workouts getting ready. Plus 8 total pace. So look out for that one to go wire to wire. Spanish Girl, the 7 horse. This one is run well at Parx, well enough to be in the money most of the time. 8 races, just one of them finishing with a photo session. 4 seconds and 1/3. So 6 out of 8, 75%. And all of the race internals were better yesterday. Last time out, excuse me. And then finally, Mikey Song, the 3 horse. This is another horse that seems to find its best efforts after some R&R in the barn. That is the case today. No additional bets for me. Race number 4 is where we're going next, Mr. Terry. So let's talk about the 4th spot today as I'm just pressing every button but the right one.
Well, it's a 6 furlong race, claiming $5,000 claiming price. The purse $18,000 for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upwards, which have not won a race since July 14th.
So you do manage, Truce Allen, I do. So you do own the club. All right, Terry, guess what? We're going to see a soccer game on the house, and we're going to Tafum's Great Resort on the house. We got to really plan our – how far are you from, like, the Royal Ascot, Truce Allen, so that we can find our way out there during perhaps that time of year? And we can say hello to the to royalty. Let them know the Americans appreciate them as well. For 6 furlongs on the main track, what you're looking for there, Terry, is it's horses that are middle forward. Again, 1 out of 4 so far to start 2025 in the new year has gone to the front and stayed there all the way around the track. Inside is better than outside, particularly the inside 3. Got the inside 2 scratch, Terry, but boy, another one of those races where it's a flip of the coin who has the lead early on.
Yeah, it's completely wide open. It's another one of the anyone's guess race on who's going to get that quarter pole first. And then the 4 has an overlay from 3 to 1 to 5 to 1. The 5 has an overlay from 5 to 2 to 7 to 2. And the 7's overlay is from 7 to 1 to 10 to 1. All but the 3 and 9 have par plus numbers, and all of them have C zones. And the 9 has a nice Q30.
Perfect. Let's see. Race number 4. All right. So taking a look at all of this, mostly middle back. So speed forward. I mean, that's the track bias. It's the race shape bias as well. This 4 horse could be dangerous. Men Did We Stand? It's a lone PC type. Many times those horses get excellent trips. Today at the start, does look like Akna, Buxom, Kremek, Carmel. Those 3 should be on the front. And, well, looks like then at the end, the horses at the back have the most late speed. This is a question of, do you prefer the early speed or late speed? According to our top total pace picture, we started at the top saying this is the competitive card. Again, only 9 points from top to bottom. Getting a good trip is vital. Terry, who gets the best trip in your view?
Well, I like the $5 She finished 3rd versus similar in her last race. She has the highest last speed rating, and she has a trainer win 17% of the claiming races. He has a horse running in Akna. The 9 is my second choice. Ran 2nd versus similar in her last race, and she has a high percentage trainer and jockey who are doing well in 2025. And then 4 Men Did We Stand is my third choice. She likes Parx racing. She's been in the money 33% of the time and won 33% of the starts. And she likes the distance, been in the money 40% of those races and 30% of the starts she's won. Forest Maiden, the 7 is my long shot. She has a trainer, wins 18% of the claiming races, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. I'm going to play the second pick 4, Miami Vice, Don Johnson. I'm going to use the 4, 5, 7, 9 with the 3, 6, 7, 8 with the 2, 3, 5 with the 2, 7, a $48 ticket.
I'm going to start with the $5, some 2. In fact, we got the first 3 right in order, Terry. I don't keep pressing the wrong damn buttons today. What is going on? Anyway, Buxom ran the top last race speed figure, 5 points better than everybody else, according to the godfather of speed figures, Andrew Beyer. A 3-point differential is a big number. You want to circle those horses. 3 speed figure increases in a row. Hey, Barry Meadows says that angle wins at 15% or more, and it's making the 3rd start after a layoff. And as everybody knows, the 3rd start after a layoff is probably the most common of all handicapping angles. Anka, there's another one in the book from James Quinn. All the boxes being checked. That 35 Q30 score in there. Been off, however, since November 29th. Some decent workouts getting ready for the 2025 debut. Number 4, Men Did We Stand? This horse is either going to win, folks, or run off the board. That's been its record at Parx. 12 races out, 4 of them ending up in the winner's circle. The other 8, of course, did not participate. And then finally, Crema, Caramel, or Caramel. Is it caramel or caramel, Terry? What do you got?
Caramel.
Caramel. All right. This one is heading up the speed ladder, better improving in the last couple of races. Did show much improved late pace last time out. I'm going to do a pick 4, the 4, 5, and 9, so you know the 3 horse is the one that's going to win. It's always the next one on my list. 3, 7, 8, 10, then the 3, 5, and then the 1, 2, 6, and 7. Very difficult time parsing everything today for our pick 4s for me, for sure. 11 races today, Terry. Almost to the middle card in race number 5.
All right. In race 5, we're going to shorten up to 5.5 furlongs. It's a maiden claiming race, $25,000 claiming price, purse $26,000 for maiden fillies, 3-year-olds.
Mm-hmm. What a good Spanglish. Yeah, my Spanglish is really good. It's the best. Hey, Private Ross. Good to see you again, my buddy. Been a while. Hopefully you had a great end to 2024 with the holidays, and you're off to a fantastic start in 2025. Well, getting off to a fantastic start at 5.5 furlongs is pretty valuable. 4 races so far this year, 2 of them have gone wire to wire. You've had 2 win from the rail and the other 2 from post 2 and 3. So what does that tell you? It says if you're fast and you wear a 1, a 2, or a 3, you probably have the best chance to get to the winner's circle. Terry, in race number 5 with a lot of these babies. Anyone on those inside 3 with the most gas?
Well, the 3 has most of those inside 3, but as you can see, all of them but the 2 and 8 have speed of some sort. It's another anyone's guess race as far as I'm concerned. And then the 3 has an overlay 3-1, 6-1. The 4's got an overlay 3-1 to 20-1, which is really nice. And the 10's overlay is 5-2 to 8-1. 4 is the only one that shows any kind of a par plus number, and all but the 2, 7, and 8 have C zones.
Yeah, this race is open not because all of these horses are standouts collectively, but because, well, so far a whole lot have not done a whole lot. And you can see that right here. All but the 6 and 3 have not been within 5 lengths of the winner at the finish line. That's what you want. That makes the handicapping really easy. The 2 and the 8 today, they're going to go for the first time. Ordinarily, horses that do break their maiden tend to be forward. Doesn't always work out that way, but the 5, 6, and 7 have the most early speed, of which the 6 is right in that mix. The 3 horse, he wants to close, perhaps pressure. He should be right off the pace, right where it wants to be. At the end of the race, Me Little Frost Girl does have the most late speed, along with Will the Wild and Go Alice Go. Our top 4 horses in here, according to our pace figures, well, you got a 5-point gap. So of the horses with experience, maybe look at the 3, the 10, the 7, and the 6 as your primary contenders. The 3 on the top of that list, Terry. Who tops your list?
Yeah, in this race here, I like the 7, Telespin. She drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 21% of the races when using first-time Lasix. She can improve with a shorter distance, and she has a high percentage winning jockey and a good workout on January 3rd. And then I like Bailout Billy, the 6. She ran 3rd in her debut race and at today's distance. And then Me Little Frost Girl, the 3, is my 3rd choice. She can improve while returning to the dirt. Her best dirt speed is fast among today's starters. She has a high percentage winning trainer. This trainer wins 20% of the races in the first race after claiming a horse. Hot Lady, the 8, is my long shot as a first-time starter whose dam has 3 winners from 5 starters. Her breeding suits today's sprint distance, and she has a nice 4 furlong workout on January 8th. No additional bets for me.
Yeah, this race, well, this time I will pull this up intentionally. So we're in race number 5. I'm really working on trying to get this stuff out. Just trying to get it organized so that it's viewable on one page and not tiny and you need a magnifying glass to read it. You can see here, look, nobody in this race has hit par. When that happens, many of the times you want to take a look at the first-time starters, only the 2 and 8. Of the 2 and 8, usually I want a score of 2.5 or better. 8 gets the better score, folks, so that's the one that I put at the top of my tickets, because when none have hit par, you might as well put the first-time starter out there because you just don't know. Does have some decent workouts as well. The 7 horse, Taliesin. That one is a maiden special weight dropper. That's another angle to look at in the maiden claiming ranks to see who's coming out of maiden special weight. It is the biggest drop in all of horse racing. Has some early speed, so against lighter company, it should hold. Does get first-time Lasix, which also helps horses hold early speed. Number 3, Me Little Frost Girl, is a track dropper. Came closest to all the horses today, hitting par, notwithstanding the 2 first-time starters. And then Wilda Wild, the 10 horse. It is one of our simulation favorites here. Another one of those maiden special weight droppers has a chance to really improve, because the second career start is typically when a horse has the most potential upside, and that is the case today for Wilda Wild in a wide open race. I already mentioned earlier, Terry, that you and I will be back for Gulfstream on Wednesday and on Thursday and Friday. Maybe we'll do something over in your neck of the woods, York, Shamrocks, Abstruse Island, but I really think it's probably more likely to be Hong Kong or in the land down under. Wherever it is, Terry, I know where you want to be, and that's watching Tom and I on Friday and you and I on Wednesday and Thursday. And there's the best way to make sure you don't miss out on that.
Well, you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that little bell and give us a likes and a thumbs up. Also, go down and copy that link at the bottom so that you can share it with everybody you know. They can come check us out. Go to our social sites such as X, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, Blue Skies, and Instagram at Horse Race, the number 2 day. Give us thumbs up and likes. It helps us out quite a bit. Keep these comments coming like you're doing today, and any picks that you may want to share with us would be welcome. We like seeing it, and that helps us out a lot too. Thanks.
Yeah, it helps with the algorithm. So the more interactivity we have, the higher up the search engines we go, which is always fun, and we appreciate that. The higher up we go, more people are going to find the show. If you're watching on Twitter right now, or X, we'll call it X now. If you're watching on X, the easiest way to help us grow the show is take this thing called a mouse and press retweet so that people can follow along. And then follow us there if you have not, because on YouTube and on X, our goal is to get to 10,000 by the end of 2025 so that they'll unlock a lot of tools, which will unleash a lot of growth. And the more growth we have, the more information and product we can bring to you. So race number 6, Terry, after all of that, is what's on our agenda now. This is the middle race of the card. What are the stakes?
Okay, we're going to stretch out to mile 70 yards. It's a claiming race, $25,000 claiming price. Purse $32,000 for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upward, which have not won a race since October 14th. Claiming races for $16,000 or less are not considered, or which have never won 4 races.
So we got to go pretty fast here, Terry, for a mile and 70 yards. The race starts in 2 minutes for race number 2. That does favor horses that have early speed. 40% won on the wire. Outside is better than inside. So, Terry, any outside Buffalo Girls in race number 6?
Well, no, not really. The 3 has the most speed. It should get to that quarter pole first. The 2 has an overlay 3-1 to 4-1. The 5 has an overlay from 5-2 to 5-1. All of them show par plus and all show C zones.
All right, beautiful. And in 5th race, 6th race, well, in this case, it's really heavily forward to the speed horses. So speed of the speed, or one of those horses with late legs, Golden Moonlight and AG&C. They are the speed of the speed, although the 2 horses to the inside could make it difficult for the both of them. On the end of the race, the Goddess of Snakes, well, it might not have the most early speed, but it does have some of the most late speed. The Closer in there as well. Top total pace picture tells us the 5 and the 2 and the 4 and the 3. So the 2, 3, 4, 5, they grade out better than most, with the 5 horse having the edge there a bit. Terry, who has the edge in your estimation?
I like the 3 of G&C, finished 3rd versus similar in her last race, has highest last speed rating and a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. The 2 Turn on the Charm, likes Parx racing, been in the money 50% of the starts, winning 25% of those. The distance won't cause any problems. She finished in the money 67% of the time, winning 68% of those starts. Well, that doesn't make sense. Anyway, 5 Golden Moonlight is my 3rd choice. One race out of 1 start at Parx Racing, so she's perfect there. Can improve while returning her out, and she has a good workout on January 8th. Girl from Outer Space is the 6 horse. My long shot finished 3rd versus similar. Her last race drops in class today, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. I'm going to play the 3rd pick 4. Use a 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 with the 1, 2, 3, 7, 8 with the 3, 5 with the 1, 8, $50 cost.
So I'm going to start with Golden Moonlight, consistent performer in the money, 16 out of 26 at Parx. Again, another open race. You see that in the odds. AG&C did run the top last race. Speed figure 6 points clear of the next closest competitor. Does have early speed. The speed held on longer last time out, so look for more of it today. Turn on the Charm. Winner 2 of 3 times the horse ran at the distance. And today, going to drop about a length in class. And then finally, Social Lady, Jamie Ness, Ruben Silvera, been strong at Parx, been strong at the distance. And, of course, that dynamic duo is strong at Parx all the time. 3-5, 1-2-6-7, 2-3-5, 1-2-7-8 for me and my Miami Vice pick 4. Race number 2 about to get cracking. And, indeed, it is. And they're off. And they're running in the second race. Everybody coming off to a good start. The 5 and the 8 kind of taken up a little bit there. Otherwise, you have the 1 and the 9 now competing for the front spot. could be a tough clear for the 9. You might have to work a little bit harder. The 4 horse is in the mix there as well. A couple of other horses to the outside there might find it difficult because you got the 7 horse running 3 wide. Really not the place that you want to be. A little bit quick on the opening end there at 22.87 seconds, but it is only 6 furlongs, so good chance that those fractions will stick. The 1 horse is kind of pulling out of the race. The 6 horse, 4 horse, and the 7 horse, probably the best chance to catch that 9. I don't know that any of them will because you really got to slow it down to 47 and 22 in the second half. This race should really be about the margin that the 9 wins by more than anything else. So it looks like the 9's going to come home your winner. Got some horses trying to chase him down at the end. They're not going to come close. So it's going to go 9. And then I think 9, 5, 8, and 4. 9, 5, 8, and 4. So pretty crazy in the way this card is starting today. The 9 horse was your winner. It did get bet down as the 2-1 favorite from 6-1 morning line. So Speed taking home the trophy in that race. Closers taking home the trophy in the opener. Wide open card, and so far no clues on the bias. Makes it even more fun.
All right.
So 7 now, Terry?
Yep, 7th race.
All right, let's go to the 7th race today at Parx out of 11. So this one is, if you want to play the late pick 5, this is where it begins. And how will they start that race?
All right. Well, we're going to go at 6.5 furlongs, and it's going to be a maiden claiming race, $40,000 claiming price, purse $32,000 for maidens 3-year-olds.
All right, 6.5 furlongs on that Ben Salem dirt does tend to favor. Closers so far, strange, probably won't hold. 2 out of 5 of that winners at the distance to begin the new year did go wire to wire. Outside has been better than inside. So if those early trends hold, Terry, in race number 7, inside Speed belongs there, but who's got it on the outside?
Well, that 12 does on the outside, has pretty speed, but they're all got speed, but the 6, this is another wide open race, and it's a wide open getting to that quarter pole first. So I really think it's an anyone's guess race again, or who knows. And the 7 has an overlay 4-1 to 6-1. The 12 has an overlay 5-1, 10-1. Let's see, the 12 is the only one that has a par plus, and it's very, very low. And all but the 4, 6, and 11 have C plus.
Ohio Joe, the top pick for Private Ross in the 7th race. So 7 and 7. Who wins the 2 races? So the 1 horse, 1 race 1, 9, 1 race 2. Boom. There we go. 9, 1 race 1, 9. There you go. Just like that. There are your answers for the opening 2 races. If I were playing one of those contests today, Terry, over at Horse Players or something, I swear to you on this, I wouldn't take anything probably that was under 6-1 morning line odds as my top pick, because you're going to get blown up by a long shot today for sure in those contests. So you better play longies across the board if you want to participate. Our race shape for race number 7. Well, this might be a case where the lone Speed does good if Curious Soul can be the leader early on. 3, 5, and 12 want to close the 10. They want to pressure. The 10 wants to close. This quartet right there, not within 5 lengths of the winner so far in their careers. The 4 and the 6 today, they make their debuts. Early pace. Well, we do see the 2 horse a little bit better than Sir Charlie Brown. So Curious Soul could go all the way. At the end of the race, we got Sir Rob Roy with the most late speed. That one's about 2 lengths quicker. Remember, every 5 points equals about 1 length. So Sir Rob Roy, if it's within 2 lengths coming out of that turn, might be very difficult to contend with. Our top total pace horse in here is the 2 horse, Curious Soul. A little bit better than Sir Charlie Brown. There's that Sir Rob Roy. And then a little bit of a drop-off for there. So wide open race, maybe the 2, 1, 11, some combination of that, and possibly a first-time starter. Terry, what do you think?
I like the number 7 horse, Ohio Joe, as my first choice. Finished 3rd in his last race. Has an early.
Can I interrupt for 1 second, Terry?
Yeah.
Private Ross also likes the 7. Should we both change our minds?
I don't know. I like the 7 Ohio.
Don't tell. I know. I'm just kidding. Well, there's the 3 of us, right? So it's like the Ghostbusters. We're definitely crossing streams. So be on the lookout today for large marshmallow men.
Yeah. Well, anyway, he finished third in his last race. He has an early foot, so the cutback in distance is a plus for him, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. Curious Soul, the 2, that speed horse, has ran 4th in his last race as the favorite, but has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 32% of the races when bringing a beaten favorite back again to race, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. The ones, my third choice, finished 4th in his last race after getting off to a very slow start. He has a high percentage winning jockey, and they added Lasix today. And then Real Conviction, the 3 is my long shot. He has finished, he has the highest last speed rating. He has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 20% of the races in the first race after claiming a horse, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. No additional bets for me here.
Yeah, we start with the same 3. Once again, the 7 horse in agreement with our good friend, Private Ross. That one is Ohio Joe. Speed in fade in its debut. Second race improvement. Could put it into the winner's circle. Bettors did like that horse last time out. Maybe we'll find out why today. Curious Soul. Highly consistent performer. Lone E. Good chance to be one of the pace setters. Probably on the front today is the Lone E. Look out if it grows in confidence as the race continues on. Sir Charlie Brown, to his inside, also should be a part of the inside early pace. You know, Terry, I'm not the biggest fan of horses that come in from Penn, but the workouts at Parx suggest this one may actually take it to the track. And then in my view, the 6 horse, Coach Knight, in a race again where none, let's go to race number 7. You'll see here as we take a look at which horses have hit par. None of them have hit par. That means you got to consider a first-time starter in there, Terry. And of those, Golden Knight, Coach Knight, Bobby Knight, 2.7 points, 2.66, by far the highest of the group. So you have to factor that into your selections as well. So 7, 2, 1, and 6 takes us through yet another wide open race. And that brings us up to the beginning of the late pick 4. Of course, we'll have our Don Johnson, Miami Vice thoughts on that. But before we get there, Terry, we got to talk about all the race whatabouts.
It's 6.5 furlongs, an allowance race, $5,000, purse $30,000 for 4-year-olds and upward, which have started for a claiming price of $5,000 or less in 2024, and which have not won a race in 2024.
6.5 furlong profile of a winner at Parx does favor closers so far, although 2 out of 5 went wire to wire. So maybe barbell, be up in the front or be in the back. Outside has been the preferred post position so far in 2025, Terry. So in race number 8, any tactical speed on the outside?
Well, let me see here. It looks to me that the 6 has the most speed in here. It's right in the middle there. So I think if the 6 gets a good break, it should get to that quarter pole first. The 1 has an overlay 5-2 to 5-1. The 11 has an overlay 4-1 to 9-2. 1, 5, and 11 have the best par plus numbers. And then all of them show nice C zones, or most of them do.
Yeah, C zone, in case you're new. We as you see here, we map out what the beginning of the race looks like with our who's going to be at the lead, what chance they have. And then based upon our projected pace, we isolate the horse's best races of its career, recent career, and then we overlap today's projected pace and say, how close will today's race match the best performances? A number over 50% is what we're looking for. And you can see Pressing Concern with all that early speed should be very comfortable with the pace today. You and I ought to be very uncomfortable that it's not in our selections. Terry, in the 8th race, the 6 horse should be a part. That's where it wants to be, up front. Big bulk of horses in the middle. A couple of quartet want to close. So a majority, middle back, deep field. It could be tough to weave your way through traffic. So I would want my horse to be forwardly placed. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Skyhook. And then Mate's Hips Don't Lie. Shakira, Captain Chaz in there as well. Very competitive opening start to this race. I'd probably prefer you better get wide and you better not get shuffled back. Dixie's 2 Stents will be coming hardest at the end. Liberty Runner should be way off the pace. Look at it. That's red in a sea of green and yellow. You might not even see that horse the entire race. At the end of the race, it does look like 1, 9, 5, and 3. The odd number horses might be the place to look for your winner, Terry. I know to look at your picks to find winners. And who do you got?
All right. Well, in this race here, I like that 5 horse. He ran second in his last race and has the highest last speed rating. He has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Then the 3 Spotted Bulls, my second choice, finished third in his last race, has a jockey trainer combination who in the last 14 days have been in the money 4 out of 5 starts with 2 wins, a second and a third, and a good workout on January 8th at 4 furlongs. The 4 is my third choice. He ran second in his last race, has a high percentage winning jockey. The 1 Empire Score is my long shot, drops in class today and has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. I'm going to play the last pick 4. I think this race is wide open, so I'm going to use the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 11 with the 1, 8, with the 4, 7, and finish up with the 3, 7, 8, 11. That's a $48 ticket.
Yeah, I am going to begin with the 3 horse in here. That one is Spotted Bull. All of the early pace numbers were better and has won its best workout since then. So maybe this is what I call a lights on horse. The lights just came on. Mink's hips don't lie. Shakira, if you're watching, DM me. I'll be nicer than PK. This one just needs to rerun its last race, and it just missed in that last race. If it can rerun, it probably runs right into the winner's circle. Number 2, Majestic Tiger, the 2 horse. Biggest class dropper in the field. 1 length easier today than it faced last time out. And is at 2 races at Parx, and one of them ended up in the winner's circle. And then finally, Catch the Smoke, the 11 horse in here, one of the top par plus horses, Terry. Very consistent performer. A little bit of a weight break might help that horse today. I have really no idea how to construct these pick 4s at the end. I think all is probably the best way. You probably might come out profitable too with the way these horses line up. 2, 3, 5 with the 1, 2, 7, 8 with the 3, 4, and then the 3, 7, 8, and 10 to close it out. Well, it looks like we're going to get Terry's best bet in the next race. That's race number 9. And maybe there's something in the conditions that Terry really liked, but he'll tell us about the conditions right now.
All right. It's mile and 70 yards. Excuse me. Claiming race, $15,000 claiming price, purse, $28,000. It's for 4-year-olds and upward, which have not won a race since October 14th. Claiming races, $12,500 or less were not considered, of which have never won 4 races.
Brienne win 2 races today at Parx Racing. I'm not sure what you mean. All right. Private Ross likes the 9 and likes the 8. Mikel Sanchez, definitely hot jockey at Parx constantly. The guy wins, particularly when he's teamed up with Jamie Ness. That duo, they really know how to light up the scoreboard. To light up the scoreboard at 1 mile and 70, again, we've mentioned early speed, about 4 out of 10 win on the lead. Outside is better than inside, Terry, for race number 9. So in the 9th spot today, is there any speed on the outside?
Well, as you can see there, that they're pretty wide open. All but the 6 have some kind of speed, and 4 of those have pretty close speed. So it's a who knows race. The 4 has an overlay from 3 to 1 to 6 to 1. 5 has an overlay from 7 to 2, 6 to 1. All of them show par plus, and all show C zones.
Let's see what they show on the 4 want to be on the front, 3 in the back, 2 and 7 with some versatility. So again, should lean towards horses that are on the front. Re-Rally should be on the lead along with Optic Way. But again, look at all these horses within 1 point of each other. Boy, it can get really aggressive at the start of the race here. So you better have a little bit of late legs because you're going to get weary otherwise. Giordani has the most late speed, but could be way off the pace. He's hoping that all of these horses just fly out there. He wants to see something in the way of 22, 21. That opening quarter. At the end of the race, when it's all said and done, look at all these horses, even with the 6 horse, Terry. You're only 7 points from top to bottom. Talk about an anything goes race. Again, I would look for something with some decent odds in here, Terry. What did you put on top?
I look for something with some decent odds. I'm going with the 8. What does it take? He finished in the money in 8 of the last 10 starts, winning 1 of the starts, drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. He's my pick of the day at Parx. Number 1, Nifty Second choice finished second in his last race. He has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Tycoon, the 7, has won 2 out of the last 3 starts, has a high percentage winning trainer. My third choice. The long shot is the 6 for me. He has won 2 races out of the last 3 starts, and he has a high percentage winning trainer. I'm going to bet 12 to win, 20 to place on number 8. I'm going to bet a $5 exact to box 178. And then I'm going to bet $10 exact to 8 with the 176. I'm going to have to change all that because I got them goofed up here. 176. And then a $2 daily double 8 with the 3, 4, 7, and 8.
So then you need to change this to the 7, right?
Yeah, I need to on the box. I need to change the 1 to 1, 7, and 8.
On the exacta box, 1, 7, and 8.
Exacta
Box.
And then on the $10 exact, I need to change.
Yeah, I fixed the $10 exacta.
Yeah.
8 over to 1, 6, and 7. I got that in there for you.
Okay.
All right, perfect. So, yes, indeed, Don Johnson. I'll put them up there real quick at the end of the show. So I'm going to go with the 8 horse on top 2 here, Terry, in a very wide open race. What does it take? Private Ross talked about Michael Sanchez. I threw in Jamie Ness. Well, turns out they combined in this race. It's also a class dropper at Parx 4 times out. A win, a second, a third. So should be forward today. Number 1, Nifty, consistent performer. Unlike the 8 horse, this one should be coming from off the pace. Number 7, Tycoon, third start after a layoff. I think this one's set for a bounce back race. And then the 2 horse, Re-Rally, did show some better early speed last time around the track. If it can run back just 2 spots ago, that one could be your winner. 2 races to go, so we can hit a nice late daily double, maybe, Terry. Maybe we do a pick 3 at the end here, or a double, because the horse I like, well, to some degree in this race, of all the horses in the race, in race number 10, Terry, what's this one about?
6.5 furlongs, an allowance race, $5,000. The purse, $30,000. Fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upwards, which have started for a claiming price of $5,000 or less in 2024, or which have not won a race in 2024.
6.5 furlongs does favor closers, but half the horses have gone wire to wire, so maybe a barbell race, Terry. Outside so far, for sure, regardless of running style, has been the way to the winner's circle. So maybe somebody on the outside to look forward here. If speed does hold, Terry, in race number 10, anybody out there that might get it done?
Well, as you can see, they've scratched the speed in here, that 10 horse. So there's no real anybody standing out with speed. So it's an anyone's guess race. And then if you're going to talk about any outside horse, a 9 is not completely on the outside, but it starts in the 9th position and it's gut speed. The 3 has an overlay from 2 to 1 to 5 to 1. The 5 has an overlay from 5 to 1 to 12 to 1. 8 has an overlay from 6 to 1 to 12 to 1. 3, 5, 8, and 4 have par plus numbers, and all but the 4 show C zones.
Yeah, another race. Just pull the name out of the hat. Might do better. 3, 7 wanted to be on the lead. The rest of them middle back. Speed has won some of the races, so maybe someone can jump out to the front and stay there. Does look like the 9 horse, as you mentioned, Terry, on the outside. But again, another race where you only have 10 points separating top to bottom. You better get out of that gate quick. You better hope the handler doesn't hang on to the reins a little bit too long. At the end, Rainbow Trout, the fish, will be coming the fastest. But a lot of horses, again, similar mix in that respect. Top total pace in here, a whole bunch of horses within a few points. So pull a name out of the hat, folks. You might do just as well. Which names did you pull out of a hat, Terry?
Well, I like the 7 as my first choice. Finished 3rd in her last race. Has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and she has a good workout at 4 furlongs, January 8th. And then the 4, Art Tenderoni, is my second choice. Finished in the money in 10 races out of the last 12 starts at Parx Racing. And her best dirt speed is fastest than the average winning speed. Obstinate, the 3 is my third choice. Ran second in her last race. She can improve at the shorter distance since she has an early foot. And her best dirt speed is fast among today's starters. Number 8, Bella Maria, is my long shot. She finished 3rd in her last race, and she has a good workout on January 8th at 4 furlongs. No additional bets for me as I'm out of money.
Well, I'm going to start with the 3, Obstinate. That one is going to get the top call for me today. Ran the top last race. Speed figure was 8 points better than anybody else. If it could just repeat that race, maybe that would be the right number to pull out of the hat. It's the only horse so far that's hit par for this level and did show better mid and late pace. And a lot of times we see that momentum carry over to the next race. If not, R10 Deroni at Parx 12 times, hasn't won yet, but 6 times finished second, 4 times finished third. That's 10 out of 12 in the money, going to be closing in this race. So if the closing bias holds, that one could do some good work today. And this one's coming off the bench today and many times has run its best races when it had some R&R. The 7, La Turista. It's the third pick for me at Parx, twice out, a second, a third, catching a weight break today, and is a horse that's a very minimum, at least consistent in a wide open affair. And then finally, Miss Alex, the 12 horse. That one, Terry, all of the race internals were better last time out, a little better early pace, and much better fractions. Keep an eye out on that. I'm taking my $100. I'm putting it here, 15 to win, 10 to place on the 3, a $4 exact key box, 3 over to 4, 7, 12, and then a $16 double. 3, Terry. Is that even right? That can't be right because that's $48 times 3. That's $96. I can't do that. What kind of math is that, my friend?
I don't know.
No, that's 16. That's $48.
48, yeah. You're
right. It's not an exact key box like I'm thinking about. So, yes, I think I have like $3 to spare or something like that. So, from once my math worked out, hopefully my picks work out there too. Before we do the last race of the day, one more time, we have some free picks over at Guaranteed Tip Sheet today at Mahoning Valley. There is a link in the description. Wherever it is you're watching us, just go over there, click on that, and you will get 10 races today for free at Mahoning Valley. Probably pretty wide open there, as well as they make up for some races lost to bad weather. When the show's over in just a minute, over at horseracingtoday.net, right in the front, in the middle, you'll see a link right there. Just click on that for all of our thoughts, comments, and a race replay of the show. In the comments section on YouTube, we will timestamp every single race so you can come back and watch every race at your leisure as the day goes on. And then finally, when you're here at HRT, please kick on the HRT gear. Get yourself a Horse Racing Today hat, T-shirt, sweatshirt, anything, because today is the last day. Standard shipping is free. For the last time today, Terry, tell us about what they're racing for.
All right, so we're going to go to 7 furlongs, claiming race, $7,500 claiming price. Purse $21,000 for 4-year-olds and upward, which have never won 3 races.
All right, so really fast because 2 minutes coming up to this one. We started at 7 furlongs. We end at 7 furlongs. 3 races, most of which have been won by closers. We saw the opener get won by a closer, one of which went wire to wire, so might take something exceptional there. Every post position pretty much is won, so really no advantages there, Terry. If there is an advantage early on in another deep field, who has it?
The 2 and the 12 show the most speed in here, and they could go head to head to that quarter pole. The 3 has an overlay from 7 to 1 to 8 to 1. 4 has an overlay from 4 to 1 to 5 to 1. 5 has an overlay from 10 to 1 to 15 to 1. All but the 6 have par plus numbers, and all but the 10 have seat comfort zone. The 2 has really nice Q30.
Yeah, and again, you can bet those indiscriminately, according to James Quinn. Neither one of us put it in our picks. 2 horses, that lone speed. Look out. If that one gets the lead, could be real problems. Everybody else wants to be middle. What are we thinking sometimes, Terry? It's going to be on the front. All the other horses on the outside. 2 horse, best case to go wire to wire. At the end of the race, Scamp Walker, Warriors Vow, time tested. They have the most late speed. In an open race, your top 4, 7, 11, 10, and 3. There's that speed horse there, Terry. Who's going to close the show for you today?
I like the 7 as my first choice, finished 3rd in her last race. Oh, I'm sorry, time tested. He has won 2 races in a row, and he has a good workout. No, he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. I'm getting off here. The 8's my second choice, have won his last race, and he has a high percentage winning trainer. Double Nickel, the 11's my third choice of finishing the money in 8 out of the last 10 starts, winning 2 of those. The 3 is my long shot, won his last race, and has a highest last speed rating. That's it for me.
I have the 3, too. You mentioned the highest last race speed figure, 6 points above the rest. Hey, that's as good a reason as any to like the horse in this race. But the last time the horse put in a peak number, it regressed. So regression is a real risk today for Dos de Oros. But if it can rerun that same race or improve at all, it might prove to be an easy winner in an open race. Warriors Vow, that 10 horse, third up second up for me. Last time out, ran at this level, almost won. It just missed. Maybe getting an extra half furlong today would have been the difference maker back then. Maybe it's the difference maker today. Kopesh, yeah, the 8-horse. All of the race internals better last time out. Usually pairs strong efforts together, unlike the 3. So I would expect another solid performance from the 8. And then time tested, Terry, your top choice in there. Winner 2 races in a row, did run some better fractions out. But I really wonder if this is the kind of horse that can win 3 in a row. You never know, because this field is really not a whole lot to beat. There you go, Don Johnson. Our picks for the entire day. In the opening leg, the 1-horse won. In the second race, the 9-horse won. I expect this card to be all over the place. So there'll be some long shots to come in for certain. Again, in a minute, we'll post all of our picks over on horseracingtoday.net. Race 3 is about to get started. As it stands now, the 6-horse is the favorite. Maybelline, that's the one that we thought had a good chance to get to the front and stay there. The speed bias has been prevalent yesterday. Race 2, the speed horse won, but race 1, the 1-horse came from off of the pace. If you're looking for some value, that 5-horse there, Terry, might offer some value in there.
Yeah.
The red-haired girl. Well, right now, he's going to have to offer up a lot because maybe they knew something. Maybe they knew that the starter was going to hold on to the hair there because the 5-horse got out of the gate sluggishly. The 1-horse right now is the one that's setting the tone with the 5-horse. You said 1, the 3 setting the tone with the 1, the 6, the 7, then the 4. From the nose of the 1 to the tail of the 5, about 5 lengths, 24 and a 4.14 seconds for a 7 furlong, kind of slow. So it should favor the front runners in here. But as we did mention in the opening race, closers did manage to score well at the 7 furlong distance. The 6-horse, the 3-horse, closing in on the 1-horse. So the 1-horse continues to set the pace at 9-5, a horse that neither one of us has. They really kind of got away with some cheap fractions there, 48 and 58. It's going to be tough to close into that, Terry. Our pick 4s might be doomed already, although the 6-horse does look like he intends on getting himself involved in this race, and he's going to try. The 4-horse is giving it a go down the rail too. That one might find that. I think that one's going to find the winner circle just as moment. Your top pick. It's going to go 4 over the 1, 6, and 7. So just his moment. 5-1 winner over the 1-horse, over the 6-horse, over the 7-horse.
Well,
and there you go.
Trifecta. I got the trifecta then.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It's the way we want to go. Hello, Adelina Maria Suarez Carreno. Hola. Have a fantastic day today, folks. To make sure you join us tomorrow, maybe a little bit earlier, Alina, when the show starts for Gulfstream Park. Terry, what's the best course of action?
Well, you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you're notified about all the different programs we coming up, like Foreign Fridays. And then hit down at the bottom, copy that link to share with all your friends, everybody else, so that we can get people to come and check us out. Go to our social sites such as TikTok, Instagram, X, Facebook, Blue Sky, Threads at Horse Race, the number 2 day. Give us a thumbs up and a like. It helps us out quite a bit. Keep these comments coming and picks, as we really enjoy to see them, and we like to have you do that, and it helps us out quite a bit too. And that's it.
So here are the winners so far today. You got race 1, the 1, race 2, the 9, race 3, the 4. Don Johnson wants to take a look at race number 7 again. So here's not race number 7. That's not what you want to see. This is what you want to see. There's race number 7, 7, 2, 1, and 7. Anything else, or were you looking for that late pick 4? But is the 7th exactly what you need? Hopefully that's what you want, Don. That's the race where me, Terry, Private Ross, and I all agree on that 7-horse, Ohio Joe. So if there's any horse on the day today that you can just put a big X through, that's probably the one. All right, folks, no matter what you're doing for the rest of this day, we certainly hope it has God's grace, God's favor. Terry, anything from you before we get out of here?
No, just stay safe and be good. See you tomorrow.
Yes, indeed. Have a blessed, terrific Terry Tuesday, and everything that you do from here until then ends up in our favorite place, which might be elusive today, but when we do find it, hopefully it pays well, and that is
The winner's circle.
indeed. Have a fantastic, terrific Terry Tuesday. Thank you, Adelina. We'll see you all tomorrow. Till then, sayonara. Let me find the right button finally to end the show.